What if I told you that the very air you breathe, the water you drink, even the food you eat, could be polluted? Welcome to the world we're living in, a world where the environmental crisis is no longer a distant issue, but one that affects all of us in our everyday lives. Every sip of water, every breath of air, every bite of food is a testament to the state of our environment. As it stands, the condition of our planet is dire, and the need to understand the root causes of this crisis has never been more urgent. Every day, we're exposed to pollutants that have infiltrated every aspect of our lives. The air we breathe is filled with harmful particulates from industrial activities and transportation. The water we drink is often tainted with chemical residues, and the food we consume might have been grown in soils polluted by agricultural practices. This pollution doesn't just affect us, but it also impacts the flora and fauna that share our planet. The environment, our life-giving oasis, is under siege. Forests are being razed to the ground, leaving countless species without homes, while our oceans are choking on plastic waste. Our natural resources are being depleted at an alarming rate, all to feed our insatiable appetite for consumer goods. And all these actions are contributing to a warming planet, with climate change exacerbating the situation and leading to more extreme weather events. But this isn't just about the damage we're causing to our planet, it's also about the damage we're inflicting on ourselves. Pollution has been linked to a host of health issues, from respiratory problems to cardiovascular diseases, and even cancer. It's a silent killer, one that's claiming millions of lives each year. The environmental crisis is a complex puzzle, one that requires us to understand the many factors contributing to it. It's about industries and their emissions, transportation and its burning of fossil fuels, agriculture and its use of harmful chemicals. It's about deforestation, improper waste disposal, overconsumption, and so much more. So, what exactly contributes to this environmental pollution? Let's dive in. First and foremost, industrial activities play a significant role in environmental pollution. Picture the sprawling factories and manufacturing processes that form the backbone of our global economy. These industrial giants, while instrumental in production and progress, are also major sources of pollutants. Byproducts of these operations often include a cocktail of harmful substances that find their way into our air and water systems. Greenhouse gases, for instance, are released in huge quantities, contributing to the thickening blanket of gases that trap heat in our atmosphere. Chemical waste, too, is a common byproduct, threatening the purity of our water sources and the health of aquatic life. These pollutants, in their various forms, can have devastating impacts on our environment and the delicate balance of ecosystems. The industrial sector, therefore, stands as a crucial area for intervention and reform in our battle against environmental pollution. But industries aren't the only culprits. Our everyday transportation contributes significantly too. Every time you start your car or board a plane, you're contributing to environmental pollution. That's a sobering statement, isn't it? Our daily commutes, weekend road trips, and holiday flights are all part of a larger issue. The burning of fossil fuels in vehicles. When we burn petrol, diesel, or kerosene, the combustion process releases a cocktail of pollutants into the air. From carbon monoxide, a poisonous gas, to nitrogen oxides and particulate matter, which can trigger respiratory problems and other health issues. But that's not all. These vehicles also emit carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas that drives climate change. And it's not just the cars on our roads or the planes in our skies. The shipping industry, with its massive cargo vessels, also burns large amounts of heavy fuel oil, contributing significantly to air pollution and the greenhouse effect. And it's not just our roads and skies that are filled with pollutants, our fields are too. Our need for food and resources is causing irreversible damage to our environment. This isn't an exaggeration, but a stark reality. Agriculture, for all its necessity, has a dark side. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides, used rampantly to boost production, are seeping into our water bodies and soil, causing contamination that isn't easy to reverse. Then there's livestock farming. which, believe it or not, is a significant source of methane, a greenhouse gas far more potent than carbon dioxide. But the devastation doesn't end there. Our forests, the lungs of our planet, are being cut down at an alarming rate. Deforestation not only diminishes the Earth's capacity to absorb carbon dioxide, but also results in habitat destruction, loss of biodiversity, and disruption of local ecosystems. In our quest for progress, we are undermining the very foundations of life on Earth. Yet our disregard for proper waste disposal is just as harmful. From plastic bottles to electronic waste, our throwaway culture is choking our planet. The modern era thrives on convenience and consumption, but the cost is high. Every year we generate billions of tons of waste, much of which ends up in landfills or, worse yet, our oceans. From everyday household rubbish to hazardous industrial waste, improper disposal has severe consequences for our environment. It contaminates our soils, pollutes our waterways, and emits harmful gases into our atmosphere. Meanwhile, overconsumption is another beast entirely. In our pursuit of more, we're depleting the Earth's resources at an alarming rate. We mine for minerals, fell forests for wood, and drain seas of their fish, all for the sake of consumption. We're living on borrowed time, and it's the environment that's paying the price. But there's more to the story. The lack of regulation and enforcement is another major factor. Sometimes, it's not just what we do, but what we fail to prevent that harms our environment. Let's talk about regulations and climate change. In some parts of the world, environmental regulations are weak or poorly enforced. This laxity allows practices that pollute our air, soil, and water to continue unchecked. It's like leaving the door open for the culprits of pollution. And then, there's climate change, an unwelcome guest that nobody invited but refuses to leave. You see, as our planet warms due to the excess greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, we're experiencing more extreme weather events. These, in turn, can exacerbate pollution, leading to more frequent and intense wildfires, for instance, that fill our skies with smoke. And as the sea levels rise, they carry with them the potential to flood waste processing facilities, spreading pollutants far and wide. Unfortunately, even our quest for quiet is causing unseen damage. Noise pollution, often overlooked, is another form of environmental degradation. It's a silent predator in our cities and communities, seeping into our daily lives unnoticed. From the constant hum of traffic to the piercing shrill of construction sites, noise pollution is more than just a nuisance. It's a health hazard, causing stress, sleep disorders, and even cardiovascular diseases in humans. But it doesn't stop there. Noise pollution disrupts the natural behavior of wildlife too. Many species rely on sound for communication, for finding food, and for avoiding predators. The clamor of our cities drowns out these crucial signals, leading to confusion, disorientation, and sometimes death. And yet, amidst this cacophony, there's hope. Reducing noise pollution, like all environmental challenges, begins with awareness and understanding. It's about recognizing that our actions have consequences and that we have the power to make a difference. So what can we do? Well, we can start by making conscious choices in our daily lives. Opt for quieter appliances at home, respect noise ordinances in our communities, and advocate for urban planning that includes noise mitigation measures. On a larger scale, we can support policies that regulate noise pollution and hold industries accountable for their noise output. But it's not just about noise pollution, it's about all forms of pollution. It's about realizing that every choice we make, every product we buy, and every waste we dispose of has an impact on our environment. It's about embracing sustainable practices, from recycling and composting to choosing renewable energy sources. It's high time we took responsibility and started making choices that protect, not harm, our environment. Remember, every little bit helps. Act now for a cleaner, healthier tomorrow.